Hey, it's Cyrus. At this point in the year, college move-in day is quickly approaching, so this is how to best prepare for it without getting stressed out. Firstly, I'd recommend making a list of everything you think you're going to need for school. Just open the Notes app on your phone and sit there and think about what you actually need to bring to school. Seriously, pause the video right here and spend 5 minutes jotting down what you use on a normal day and what you literally can't live without. Now, chances are that you probably couldn't think of everything because I put you on the spot. So on your screen right now are some of the general necessities that I'd recommend bringing to college. But before you go out and buy everything, check your university's own recommendations too. Your school will probably have a list somewhere on its housing or residence hall website, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of what else you actually need. But to be frank, don't overthink or overstress about this either. You're moving into a dorm, not opening a Walmart. Bring what you think you need, and if you realize you forgot something, you can always get it later. No biggie. Next up, take a look at the things you use every day at home, especially in your bathroom and for your morning routine. Think about all that you do when you wake up. Hopefully, you clean yourself up a bit by showering, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, etc., and then go about your day. Before you move out, make sure you can recreate that routine in your dorm. You don't need to bring every single product you've ever owned, but if you use it every day, make sure it's coming with you. This is one of those things that's really easy to forget because you're so used to having it at home. But think of it like when you go on vacation. When you go on vacation, you make sure you bring your daily necessities. Do that for college too. Next, and this one is super important, figure out the move-in logistics before you actually get there. Most of this information should be posted somewhere on your university's housing or residence hall website, but look for key information such as your specific move-in date and time, the check-in location, where to park, reservations, etc. Make sure you read that information before you leave home. You don't want to show up with your entire family, a car worth of stuff, and no idea where you're supposed to go. And if something isn't clear, you can always call your university. Trust me, it's much easier to ask a question before move-in day than to figure it out while you're sitting in a parking lot with half of your belongings in your car. After that, pack strategically. Packing a car for college is basically Tetris. You have a finite amount of space and somehow you have to fit your entire life into it. So think about where you're putting things. When I started college, my parents and I put everything I owned into a few of these large garbage bags organized into different sections like clothes and snacks. So when I moved in, it was super easy to organize everything because it was already organized. On top of that, I gotta tell you, when you move into college, you'll be pretty excited and eager to get started. So you probably won't give yourself too much time to organize. So do that work up front and make it easier for yourself when you move in. And finally, talk to your roommate before move-in day. You don't have to become best friends or anything, but just send them a message or two. Say hello, introduce yourself, figure out when you're both moving in, and maybe talk about some of the things you're each bringing. You don't want to show up with 2 microwaves, 2 mini fridges, when you could have just brought 1 each. And honestly, this is just a good way to make that first interaction a little less awkward. At that point, if you do this, you've already talked to each other, so when you finally meet in person, you have somewhere to start. You don't need to force a friendship. You just want to open the door for one in case it does happen. And those are the 5 things I do to prepare for college move-in day. Truthfully, you don't need to have everything perfectly planned out. In life, we can do all the preparation we want, but things still surprise us. But you do want to make sure the important stuff is taken care of before you arrive. So be excited, prepare what you can, and the rest you'll figure out once you're there. Thanks for watching. Per usual, in the description are a few more videos to help you out, along with some products I recommend to get ready for college. Anyway, I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.